how to find Mr. Right. I think that definitely would have been sent to us by a lady. And on this platform, I realized that everyone is a Christian. So I would like to speak from a Christian point of view, which I am, and where I draw most of my deductions and my life from. So the biblical model about finding Mr. Right, the question itself is a bit unbalanced because it's usually about the woman being found and a man finding. That's the biblical model. However, we've seen different examples, including Ruth and Rebecca. Rebecca was just doing her work. She was more or less led to be kind, or apparently she was a very kind person and was kind to Abraham's servants, and his prayers were answered. So she was there at the right time. So finding Mr. Right, I think, will be doing the right thing at the right time with the right people, and enjoying the journey as you go along. So I've mentioned two things. That is one. The second one is the biblical model about being found. So we are not on a hunt. We are not trying to find something. If we are following scripture, we will know that God has given us everything we need that pertains to life and godliness. So if there's something that is in our lives or someone that has come into our lives, it's either because that person is there for a reason, or we need to decipher or discern whether that person is there for some particular purpose. That is one. So we see Ruth being purposeful and positioning herself well. When we talk about, what's the name of the lady, that Abigail, that ended up marrying David, we see that she was a woman of character. She didn't marry a foolish person who unfortunately met his untimely end, but she was a woman of character, and that was what attracted the king to her. So your character will attract people to you as well. It is important to be purposeful, because if you want to have a best friend for the rest of your life and you're not a very friendly person, that might be something you want to work on, because that in itself might be an unattractive trait. But it's not something that you should go out of your way to do. If you're an introvert, you're not suddenly going to become an extrovert just because you are of a marriageable age, if you get what I mean. And the last thing on that point is that God's time is the best. It's very important for children of God to be led by the Spirit of God, and then you are able to be in sync with what his timings are, and he can speak to you. If God is your father, then I'm hoping that by this time you are able to hear him speak and direct your steps. And that you're also able to assess the person based on your understanding of him and his word.